Game 2 of the finals displayed two teams sticking to their guns and trusting the game plan they prepared. Many people expressed their opinions on how both coaches attacked Game 1, but neither budged on their approach. A lot of these points I make in this breakdown happened in Game 1, but each in different ways. Let's take a look at how Game 2 went down and what to expect from both teams for the trip to Dallas. Like we saw in Game 1, the Mavs have been content with collapsing on the Celtics' drives and potentially allowing open shots from the perimeter. Throughout this series, expect multiple driving kicks in a single possession from Boston. It's your best way to get good looks, and the Mavs are inviting them to it. They got a good amount of open shots in this game, but ended up shooting their worst three-point percentage of the entire year at 25%. In Game 2, the Celtics went 4 for 16 on open threes and 6 for 18 on wide open threes, as opposed to in Game 1 they shot 7 for 17 on open threes and 7 for 18 on wide open ones. But in this game, the driving kicks opened up drives off the catch to get to the rim. Off the make, Jayson gets downhill, attracts the help from Luka and hits Pritchard in the corner, but he doesn't settle and attacks off the catch and finds Drew, who fills the corner. He then attacks the Mavs closeout to finish the layup. By doing this makes a higher chance of a defensive breakdown and strains a defense that loves to help like the Mavs do since they're constantly in rotation. You see how much a simple straight line drive opens up one spot on the court due to Dallas' defensive rules. Like, look at the ball and body movement this possession. 4 passes and 2 separate drives gives Drew a wide open 3 in the corner. Like, my biggest problem with this Dallas defense and why I have no clue of the reason they're guarding this Celtics team like this is because normally the strong side help rarely ever helps off their man like this. Too many times has that happened in the 2 games of this series, and it doesn't look like it'll stop anytime soon. But I will say that the Celtics superstars made some great reads off a live dribble in the paint. Here Tatum drives middle but spins away from the help at the nail. Then watch in a split second he reads the low man helping at the rim and Luka recovering on Gafford's man in the corner. So he hits White on the wing as Washington is late on his rotation. Then next, JB blows by Gafford, has Kyrie as a rim protector, but instead of trying to finish in traffic, he reads that Washington is rotating onto the wing and finds Horford, who then swings the ball to get Dallas in rotations again. As long as the Mavs guard like this, the Celtics will 100% get the shots they want every time down the floor as long as they keep the ball moving. Another problem for Dallas defensively is the attacking onto Luka Doncic and Kyrie Irving. Luka got blown by on drives 13 times in this game alone, which is the most in a playoff game in 10 years. This is something that cannot be coached and something I don't see getting fixed this series. This play defines what issue I'm highlighting. Watch Luka off the miss, he reaches then jogs back, and Kyrie has to pick up the cutting Pritchard, leaving Tatum wide open in the corner. Luka gets blown by 2 times in the same possession, something I feel like I've never seen in the NBA. After he gets blown by the first time, Kyrie even pushes him out to where he's supposed to rotate, and he still gets beat off the dribble, giving up a 3. Here the Celtics use a ghost screen to manipulate the switching defense, and Luka gets tricked, leaving White wide open. Then here the Mavs rotations are good initially, but Luka is in his own world and late on his rotation. A lot of these shots don't go in, but it shows how much of a breakdown he's having on this end of the floor. The outcome of this series can look a lot worse if and when the Celtics finally start making these easier looks. Kyrie has also been somewhat of a liability on defense due to his size, but at least he's putting in effort and fighting on that end. With him being undersized, Boston has put his primary matchup, Drew Holiday, in the dunker spot. I talked about this in my Game 1 breakdown, but Holiday has been in this spot because 1, he is a great finisher and playmaker at the rim, and 2, having a smaller guy as the last line of defense works wonders for the Celtics' shots at the rim. Drew had 26 points and only 4 missed shots, but ate a lot because of Jayson Tatum's playmaking. Tatum finished with 12 assists, mainly because he took whatever the Dallas defense gave him. Off the DHO, watch Drew roll to the rim. Tatum recognizes Kyrie tagging a roller and hits White for the 3. Then off the drive, he picks up his dribble at the free throw line because he anticipates Gafford ready to contest at the rim, leaving White wide open again in the corner. Back-to-back plays with a shooter left wide open. Both teams had these opportunities, but the Celtics were very comfortable leaving the Mavs non-shooters alone. Every player not named Luka is shooting 5 for 32 from 3 this series, and many have been open like this. Watch Horford slowly creep over to the nail and help on a Luka drive, leaving Josh Green open. The Mavs simply just need to put guys on the court that can make open shots, regardless of their impact on defense. Whether that's Tim Hardaway Jr. more, extended Maxi Kleber or Jaden Hardy minutes, or anyone who is simply confident shooting these shots. Because look at how much Porzingis is able to help on these drives. They want Josh Green and Derrick Jones to shoot as many of these threes as they want. And it's crazy because Jones actually made a good amount of threes, specifically in the corner leading up to the finals, something that the Celtics aren't overreacting to. With the Celtics centers guarding these non-shooters and leaving Tatum at the 5, should the Mavs start to post up their bigs more? They had 2 possessions to start the third quarter where Gafford was one-on-one in a post against Tatum and he scored easily on him, something to keep an eye on for Game 3. But looking back at the center on the Celtics side, the pick and roll coverage with Kristaps Porzingis is something that caught my attention too. Porzingis will stick on his hedge a lot longer than normally since he was never guarding a shooting threat, which gave his guard more time to recover. He does that here, but this time it looks like a trap. The help sinks in the paint off the light we catch, and Washington has to force a contested 3 with the shot clock running down. Again, it just throws off the rhythm of Luka in these actions as the Celtics haven't normally ran it in this series. It has been reported though that Porzingis has torn something in his leg, but if he continues to play through it, this is just something to watch during those minutes. Once again, I'm super curious to see if Dallas makes any adjustments defensively for Game 3. They stuck to their guns after Game 1, but with this series potentially getting out of reach, they might not have a choice but to switch it up. We shall see. Appreciate y'all for watching, and I'll see you after Game 3. Peace.